Hey everyone, it's your boy Matt. This is a personal update for 24th of April 2026. So I've been issued some paperwork because I am likely going to prison or something similar. I've been charged with an offence and it's very silly. It's menacing and harassing using whatever. Look, I've been in a consistently desperate situation. I've been trying so hard to get good legal representation, and but I don't think legal representation fixes my problem because what I'm facing is abuse by the state and abuse by members of the Australian Signals Directorate and members of the Army Signals Corps. Okay, and you can't document the abuses, you can't point out the evidence. It's the most horrific and horrifying situation to be in. But I'm going to read out what's in the paperwork because at least the paperwork says and acknowledges who I am and what I'm about. Okay? At least as I'm being tried and having and being executed, at least my executioner has acknowledged me for who I am, and that's a good thing. All right. So I'm gonna read from the paperwork, and you can know who I am as this horrific thing happens to me. Okay? Because remember, I'm stopped from getting good legal representation. I am stopped from being able to defend myself against the petty and sadistic conduct of very juvenile, undeveloped people. But until I'm finally on the executioner's block, I'm going to keep talking, and the executioner does not need to own what they're doing. They are fully aware that they are committing a process which is abhorrent, but I'm going to read what at least the executioner has told me. Okay, and I think there's some self-awareness by the prosecution here. So this is what the message says. This is what I'm likely going to prison for. Michael, stop being a sociopath. Michael Armstrong. It doesn't say Armstrong, it just says Michael. I wish you well. You became a person in an environment that was manipulative. You are a cult leader. I have suffered horrifically because of you. Shape the fuck up. Respecting the inherent dignity of all people, and people means recognizing their equal value and worth as human beings, ensuring they are treated and with fairness and respect, regardless of their background, characteristics, or circumstances. Okay. Here's a more detailed breakdown, and I've copied from the Australian Psychology Society's Code of Ethics here. Core concepts: universal human dignity. The idea that all human beings, regardless of their ethnicity, gender, religion, ability, or any other characteristic, possess an inherent and inalienable dignity. Intrinsic value. Dignity is not earned or achieved, it is inherent to being human, rights, and perceptions. Human dignity is often linked to the concept of human rights, including the right to freedom, equality, and justice. Ethical foundation. Respect for human dignity is a fundamental ethical principle that guides how we treat others. Examples of dignity: treating people with respect, acknowledging their opinions, emotions, and needs, ensuring fairness and justice, upholding the laws that protect people's rights and ensuring equal treatment under the law, promoting social justice, addressing systematic inequalities and marginalized certain groups of people. Who here is a marginalized person? Who would know about this? I think I might be a subject matter expert, creating inclusive environments where everyone feels safe, valued, and respected, challenges to dignity, discrimination and oppression, denying people their rights and freedom based on 011 their identity, poverty, and injustice, creating conditions that undermine people's ability to live dignified lives, conflict and violence, destroying communities, and causing trauma and loss, lack of access to basic needs such as food, water, shelter, healthcare, and education. Now, Michael has deprived me of these things. Michael has deprived me of dignity. The people around him have deprived me of dignity. And they did it because I was better at them at their fucking hobby martial art. Okay? And it's a situation which is horrific, never should happen, and the extent of the screaming and extreme behavior I have needed to go through to try and get myself out of these initial abuses has been incredible. Now, I'm going to go to a courtroom where I'm going to have to go and explain to a person who was formerly my friend that they are a jackass and they have done some horrific things. It's a silly situation. All that has been asked is for me to be left alone, and the extent that I have to go through to be left alone is horrific. But in the end, I'm not going to be left alone. I'm going to go to prison, and I'm going to have some horrific things happen to me there because of the initial abuses which occurred to me, which I've been trying to reduce and remove. Right? This is what happens when you are abused by the government. What my life is and what it can be is different from yours. So let's be clear there. And that code of ethics, which is meant to protect me, does not protect me, because in reality, the world is absolutely savage, and it's just the power of the privileged preying on people with less. And in this situation, the privileged abused me, and I am completely fucked, and there's not much I could do about it until I go to prison, and then it will just be the same. I'll be put into a situation where there is even less opportunity, and the cycle will repeat again. And this is what it's like living at the bottom of society. You're at the bottom because you're pinned there, and you cannot get up. Have a good day, everyone.